Well, okay. Well,
Hey,
Frank.
is that Stan? Do we have two different screens for you, or is that a different Stan?
It must be different stand. Can't be me. Maybe because maybe it ended up being twice because I got kicked out and rejoined. I don't know. No, it's someone else.
Oh, it went away.
Oh, went away. Good.
Oh, I saw a kitty for a second and then it disappeared. Where did the kitty go?
We got rid of her.
Patsy. Hi, Patsy.
Oh,
hello. There's little Frankie. Yes.
Howdy.
Hello.
hiya, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Well,
Oh,
tonight
good.
we're going to talk about your top 3 pins so that you can share with us. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway, a nice giveaway of $50, a gift certificate from a guy named Federalist Pens and Paper, whoever that guy is. So,
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you for the generous gift to the Zoom meetup.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Where's little brother?
Guess I'll check in sooner or later. He knows
he
about
hit
it.
him. He hit him. That's what he did.
Yeah, I hit him.
He probably put him in the garage.
Speaking of the devil.
There he is.
There he is. Hey, little Mark. Hey, Marco Polo. Wondered where you were at. And I like Troy's new picture there. Troy, you got a different picture, but it's cool. But okay.
Yeah, he was sideways for a second there.
Oh,
He's
there
coming
you
in.
go, Troy.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. Hey,
Troy.
Troy. Hey, Dan. Hello, everybody. Hello,
Hey, guys.
Bob and everybody. Jeff and Miss Mylan and all like that. Okay. So let's get on with it. I'm going to turn the show over for a little bit to Mr. Tony.
Hey, hi everybody. I don't even know why. I guess I'm second in line over here. I want to welcome everybody. I apologize because I normally will post something, an advance warning that the Zoom's coming up, and I plumb forgot. I got so busy at work today, and then I realized about a half hour ago I never posted anything about the Zoom tonight, and I got hold of Larry, and I'm glad that a lot of you. That's why I private messaged a lot of you, including Patsy and a couple others, to make sure that that you all joined us tonight. As Larry said, I think tonight we've been talking about having, like with the Joost Applebaum, he says, your top 3 pins. I wanted to make sure that we've not done that yet. And since I'm not a reviewer, Joost will never ask me about my top 3 pins. Maybe.
Yes, he will. Yes,
No, I mean,
he will.
really, honestly, he's never gonna say, "Do you want you to do a video?" Because I'm not an influencer. I know
Oh,
Troy.
please.
Troy has done it. Maybe I believe. Have you not done that, Troy?
You're making my heart bleed. Get out of here.
There. So
No, he's never asked me.
no, he should ask you. I mean, you're a pen influencer. You're a reviewer. So I'll reach out to you, or Larry will, and say, get Troy on the stick.
Oh, Tony, you're starting a bunch of crap.
No, seriously. I mean, and so when we talked about the top 3 pens, I would say the majority of the year, I can't believe that's even possible to do top 3.
Well,
So,
if you hold up for a minute, if you keep up with Applebaum, he's doing a whole lot of people. He'll get around to y'all. He's doing a whole lot of people that comes on continuously.
not when he hears that I've been doing imitations of him. So he probably will not reach
You
out.
might not get on it.
No, I love it. I love Joost. He's really cool. But anyway, I don't want to go first. But what I did was when I thought about what are my top 5 pens, because we mentioned about the top 5. I ended up just getting brands and 2 or 3 of that brand that I like. And I'll just do it 3 at a time. But let's, if we're going to do this, we might as well, let's introduce the people that have never been on this Zoom before that I don't recognize. Maybe let's have everyone introduce themselves real quick.
Let's start with Mr. Big Dave. You're on mute right now, sir.
There he goes.
There you go.
Hey
You're
there,
on,
guys.
buddy.
Yeah, I was here on one of the other ones. I'm from New Jersey.
That's right.
And yeah, and I mostly do sketching and drawing and stuff like that, but I love my fountain pens. So,
Where you from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. And Miss Maryland.
California. I'm from California.
All right. And let's go to Jeff.
Hey, everybody. Jeff from Hazlet, New Jersey.
Right.
go.
And then I wonder who that gentleman is. Frank. Huh, where you from, Frankie? Where you
Me?
from, Frank?
Which
Yeah,
Frank?
you, Frank.
Frank.
Frank Federalist Pens.
Federalist Pens, Frank? How are you guys? From South Jersey here, right outside Philly. Good to see a lot of Jersey people here, and Philly too. Is he Stan?
Okay, how about
Good.
Brad?
Hey, Brad, you're on. There you go.
I'm out here in Utah. Gorgeous
All right,
day here, 60 degrees and beautiful
Tony.
sky in our mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Tony.
Yes.
Where you
Me?
from?
I'm from my mother and father. No, I'm actually from Kansas City, Missouri. Missouri,
Okay,
not
tune
Kansas.
him out. Tune him out. He's not for real. Okay.
No,
all right.
not Kansas, Missouri.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Stan.
Hi, I'm Stan. I'm from Philly, PA.
Oh, another one in Pennsylvania.
Richard. Pennsylvania.
I'm from Georgia.
Awesome.
And Franco. Like Spaghetti-O.
I'm from originally the Indianapolis area, but I've been in Texas for 5 years and I love it down here, except when it's freezing cold.
Patsy.
Hi, I'm from Australia.
What was that,
Sorry, say
Patsy?
it
Do it
again,
again.
Patsy.
I am from Brisbane in Australia. It's
Oh,
Saturday
welcome.
now.
okay.
Thank
And let's go to Bob.
I'm from West Texas.
Oh, right on, brother.
Hey, Bob.
And Mr. Marco Polo.
Hey, I'm from the South Jersey area also, like my brother.
Poor guy, I feel for you. Got all the love I can give you, brother. Ah. Okay, Mr. Troy, baby, what's happening?
Hey guys, I am from North Carolina. And by the way, I'm trying something different, trying Zoom on my phone. So far, I hate it.
You sound
Next
very
time I'm
far
gonna go
away
back to
down
the
in a
laptop.
tunnel.
All right, let's go to Dan the man.
I'm north of St. Louis, Missouri, and Girard, Illinois.
And Bill.
Maryland.
All right.
No, Maryland's up there. Maryland's up there.
And Justin, you're on mute.
Hey, Otis Orchards, Washington.
Okay, and Liz.
Hey, I'm a Jersey girl too, but I grew up there. I don't live there anymore. I'm in beautiful Black Diamond, Washington.
All right. Last but not least, Maya. You're on
Maya.
mute, girlfriend.
She's out. She had to step away for a few minutes. She's from Wales.
Okay, so we're going to do a giveaway today during the Zoom meetup. So, and the person that's going to announce the winner is going to be Franco. Frank, I'm going to put it on you to announce the winner. Mr. Announcer and I have nothing to do with this, so that way they won't get chapped at me. They can get it mad at you.
Okay.
So, but anyway, one winner tonight. So now we're going to talk about me. I'm from Mars. So
clearly.
Hey, Larry, I heard a rumor that you like ebonite feeds.
Really? Well, you know what? Hey, Mr. Spaghetti with Italian sauce. Look, yes, and one of my favorite all-time pens, seriously. And y'all can, no, I won't say it. Anyway, I'll be nice. Anyway, one of my favorite all-time pens. Can y'all tell me what this pen is?
Magna Carta.
Very good. And it has a what in there?
Ebonite feed.
That's right, baby. This thing rocks. This thing is solid.
Where can you buy a Magna Carta pen?
On Mars?
No.
Apparently so.
From Frank from Federalist Pens. Look at that. Look at that.
And Heron told me that Frank does have the ebonite feeds in place. Isn't that right, Frank?
He's actually demonstrating that right now. Yes, sir.
That's
But this
nice.
is Waves pen. This is one of the Waves patterns.
There's a wave. Yeah,
This is
I
one
got
in
that.
red, green, and blue, the RGB, and it has a green feed in it.
That's nice.
What's the
Waves are dynamite. Now this wave has the regular plastic feed. I haven't put in a ebonite feed, but even the plastic feed is decent in it. But that ebonite feed, it's a monster. It's a monster. The pen is a monster. So, Tony, you're a monster. Next, we'll go to Maryland.
My top favorite pens at the moment.
You got 3, baby. Go for it.
Have got to
Not
be
next, Jeff. No, I'm teasing you.
have got to be my Waterman 12 with the Boinga Boinga nib.
What a nib?
I colloquially call it the Boinga Boinga. It's what we would call a wet noodle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my Lamy Vista, which I have all of the nibs for. And then my last favorite pen is the Noodler's Nib Creeper. A lot of people don't give this a lot of credit, but this makes a very great fine pen. But like when you give it the gas, it really gives you because it's got an ebonite feed. Haha, ebonite feed is where it's at. Okay, and then for honorable mentions, I want to mention my Himalaya Fountain Pen Revolution Himalaya, just because it's beautiful.
Nice.
And it has an ebonite feed.
That's the only way to fly, baby. Rock
And
and roll.
how?
Isn't that right, Tony?
That's right.
You're gonna get Tony all started here. I can feel you, Tony. I can feel your love. It's fixing to happen, my brother. Oh.
All right. That was nice. Those were great, Marilyn. Those are great. Those are all 3 fine pens. Dave, what about you? I know that you only do drawing with your pens. Do you have specific ones you like to draw with?
Yeah. You know, I hope you can hear me. I have 3 I'll show you, but this is the one I draw with the most when I do my sketching. It's just the cheap Schaefer ones. You can get a couple of these, but these work. But I'll show you some better ones, right? So this is one of my favorites. This is a Cross Ferrari model. And I also have the rollerball in the black, but this is a really nice fountain pen. It writes fantastic. It's got I use it in my journal, and it's got, you know, it's perfect for writing in the journal. My other one, that's a fine nib, by the way. And this other one is I'm trying to see if you can actually see this in my picture. There it is. That's better. This is a Schaefer Prelude, and it's in the brushed copper finish. And it's very nice. It's becoming one of my favorites. I only had this a couple months, and you can use it for anything. I have black ink in it, and you know, I've had some old Schaefers. Remember the ones you used to use in school? I had a bunch of those. They're all gone now. And then my third one is not necessarily my favorite, but this is a little older pen. It's a Waterman Expert, and it's probably maybe 15 years old. And this originally was my wife's. It didn't work. And I do some machinist work and stuff. So I straightened out the nib, and I made a little adjustment on it. And now it seems to be writing very well. It's more like an extra fine than it is a fine, though. So, but I like them because you can, when you draw with these, you can get really, really small lines. So there I am.
So now that you fixed that pen, does your wife
Big
want
Dave,
it back?
can you hold up anything
No.
that you're working on? You got a sketch?
I'm sorry. Please tell me again.
Someone
This
asked for you to hold up one of the sketches that you might be working on.
Oh, you know, hold on a second. Let me just see if there's something. I'm gonna just look really quick here because this is not the book with the sketches, and I'm gonna look really quick. Here's some small sketches.
Wow.
Nice.
And these are all done with the fountain pen, but I would have to get my other book because this is only this, but that's
really
the house
cool.
on the hill and the little benches and the other stuff. And then it goes down to the creek and down into here. This is just a casual sketch. And another night I'll bring my other stuff.
Thank you.
Just a casual sketch. That would
Well, you're
take me
welcome for
20 years
asking.
to do.
It looks really nice. Brad, you're up, my friend.
Of the 8 that I have with me today, I'm still at the office.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to be here for a while anyway, so I thought I'd jump on. I would say my Pelican 140 and 400 NN. Again, we go with the ebonite feeds. And then, you know, I got thinking about it, and I decided for the third one to break away from the birds, because I could easily put the white tortoise there. But the end of July, I was browsing on Sean Newton's website, Newton Pens, and I found this. It's one of his Townsend models. It's in a very dark purple ebonite. It is absolutely gorgeous. And just a wonderful, I mean, it's just a Jovo nib, but it's beautiful. I love it. It's been inked virtually constantly since the end of July. Never thought I'd say that, you know. It's been great.
That's awesome. And you take all of those to work with you?
Yeah, I figured out what I paid for value of what I've got here with me today. It's nearly $1,000.
Wow. So someone comes in your desk and says, "Hey, I need to borrow a pen." Are you loaning them that Sean Newton?
No, I keep a couple of cheap.
There you go.
You know, there's in my area of the building, we have 2 floors. There have been 3 people here today, and no one near my desk. Except they pretty much know much not to ask to borrow pens from me.
That's interesting.
I'd put them out all over my desk.
In the office,
and then I'd put them all over my desk, and as soon as somebody asked for a pen, I'd be like, "No, I don't have one that you can borrow. I'm sorry."
Usually have about half a dozen in either in a pen cup or sitting on or clipped to my shirt or.
That's interesting. Stan.
Dan,
it's your turn.
I'll tell you, I've been struggling with this all week.
Dan. Okay, I said Stan, but go ahead, Dan.
I'll wait. Go ahead.
You can struggle a little longer.
My favorite pens are Wingsung 626.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's pretty.
It has it's nice. It has a nice chatoyancy and nice depth to it, and it has a very nice bouncy nib. Surprisingly,
Wingsung.
Very smooth, fine nib. My other pen is my other favorite pen is Wingsung 699. This one is a piston filler. As you can see, it's filled. I also have a back filler, the same one. I love them both. And my most favorite pen is Moonman M800. I have 3 different finishes, and I will get in green eventually. In fact, I like him so much, I'm planning to get a Memento Zero, Leonardo Memento Zero. But those are my current 3 favorite pens.
Hey, Stan, is that 699? Is it the one you showed before that? The Wingsung? Is that the one that's like the Pilot 823?
Yes, that's right. Yes. I also have a little question. I put the Inheritance nib on this Moonman pen, and the only thing I could find out on Fountain Networks and such that it was made by a well-known German manufacturer, but who I never know. It's a battery smooth nib, by the way, and a soft medium as they advertise it. You can get a good line variation with it, but I would like to know who manufactures it. A nib costs under $5, so it's pretty good quality.
Yeah, I have an Moonman T1. I like it a lot. I put my FPR gold nib in it, and it works really good.
Nice. Richard.
Yes.
I think it's you're up to bat.
I have I don't know if you can see it, my number 12 Waterman PSF.
Nice.
An ebonite feed. My wall green gold sealed ring top in Brazilian green. I don't know. Let me. Is that better?
Well, pull it back towards your face. We'll be able to see it better. There we go. That's much better. Oh, that's
pretty.
beautiful.
Pretty.
And my Parker Lucky Curve True Blue.
That's beautiful. What? How old is that Parker, Richard? Is that a vintage or is that a modern?
It's from 1920s.
Wow.
Wow.
The Waterman is from around 1915 to 1920.
Right, definitely from the 1910s.
The Wall Gold Seal is around 1930. They all have 14 karat gold nibs. They all have ebonite feeds.
Richard is our vintage pen guy. You should. His collection is amazing.
Yeah, Pierre's not here. He's probably sleeping. It's his bedtime.
Mm.
But oh my gosh, he has the most vast collection. He's got one of those like tool chests, like, you know, 4 or 5 feet tall, completely full of pens. Like, oh my God. He's like, oh look, he's like complaining that he's bidding on an eBay for a pen, and I'm just like, you have all the pens. Who are you bidding against?
I think it's just fascinating. I think it's fascinating that those pens, all of the history that those pens have been through. I mean, that's what's fascinating about those vintage pens. Have been through World War I, World War II. It's been through. I mean, all of the changes. Oh, look at this, beautiful.
Wow! Look at you!
Wow!
Amazing.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
I'm like, I'm just saying.
I am humbled. Humbled.
Nice. Beautiful collection, Richard.
I have another case too.
Oh, okay. You're an addict like the rest of us. Okay, you've proven that. Frank O.
Well, like some of the others have said, I've been kind of hard pressed to figure out which one. I think I'll go with my favorite brand first is TWSBI. I just love the way that TWSBI's write. I love the reliability. They don't hard start. Whenever I pick it up, they're not dried out. They're reliable. And then my second one is my Pilot Vanishing Point that I recently got, and it's just a marvelous pen. I just really love it. And then the third one is kind of a nostalgic. It was the first, and I don't have it where I can grab it right now, but Esterbrook, one of the white nurses' pens. My mom was a nurse for several decades, and I don't know if she actually wrote with one of them back in the day. She became a nurse back in the 40s in the World War II time frame. So it could be that she wrote with one of those. I know that she worked night shift a lot, so I'd like to find one of the red jewel ones. I guess they're a little bit harder to find, a little bit more expensive. I've got one of the ones with the black end. So that's a nostalgic piece for me.
That's awesome.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Patsy, tell us what's going on down under.
Yep. Pardon me, I'm just nursing a cold at the moment, so if I don't come across clearly, you know what's happened. My favorite, I have a lot, but I do like my TWSBIs. This is the Echo that I've got at the moment. Sorry, can you see?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So I like it for the ink capacity, and that's a fine nib. This was given to me by a friend, a Monte Grappa.
Is that Apache Sunset in there?
Hey?
Is that Apache Sunset in there?
No.
No. Oh. Looks like kind of Apache Sunset.
No, it's if you're talking, I'm sorry, I'm just not listening properly. It's in the morning at the moment, if that's what you mean. But anyway, this was given to me by a friend, a Monte Grappa.
Good friend.
Beautiful.
Really
Is that a
nice.
Fortuna? A Monte Grappa Fortuna?
Absolutely no idea. I've got to go and find out what it is.
I believe it. Looks like it
Lovely.
might-
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Right with, very smooth, also fine nib. And the third one, which was also from the same lady, but I did buy it from her. That's a Sailor Profit Pro Gear Demonstrator Inca Gold. I know, mouthful. Again,
Pretty, very pretty.
very good nib. I'm a fine nib person, so I do like the Japanese and also the German nib. Sorry, I'm not going to talk anymore because I'm going to start coughing as well.
Oh,
Okay. No problem. Thank you, Patsy. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying up so early in the morning with us. We appreciate it.
It's about almost 11 o'clock at the moment.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, well, your lunchtime. Okay.
Bob Swindle, what's going on down there in Texas?
Well, it's not freezing today.
Well, that's a good
That's
thing
good.
right there.
My pens are in the other room, so I don't have anything to show you. But my current favorite pen is a Wingsong 3008.
Oh, I love
Because-
those.
because I'm a fine nib person and I like the line it makes. I like the Pilot Metropolitans with the fine nib. Very good, yes. And I was hoping that my TWSBI 700 VAC 700R was going to be a favorite pen, but I hate it because it holds a half gallon of ink. I get bored with the ink before I run it out.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the Con 40 on the Pilots, because I go through inks like I use my pen maybe once a month, and I'm like, if I use it once a day for a month, and it goes through that little bit of ink, and I'm done, I'm good. Like any more than that, I'm like, it's gonna take me a year to go through this thing.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, you always seem to have beautiful links when you write, Bob. I got to compliment you on that, on your ink selections. They're really nice.
Well, thank you.
Mark, we know that you don't really do a lot of writing with pens, but just tell us about, you can talk about, hey, you can talk about anything, Mark. What's your three favorite kind of grills?
I have some pens, and for me, some of my top three is basically any Lamy as far as a Safari or the 2000. But I'm always mixing between the two. And as far as Laban, I like the Rainbow Swirl, the Rainbow series, and the Lava Blue. And Diplomat, I like the Diplomat Arrow.
Nice.
And they're all medium points, though.
Hey, they've got that new limited edition, Mark. That it's a Zep.
Yes, that's a
I think your brother can get one at a good price.
I love my orange. I know the orange is cool.
Mm-hmm. It's good to have you here, Mark.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm enjoying myself all the time.
All right. Dan Roseberry. Finally, we get to you, Dan, down there in Girard, Illinois.
Well, thank you.
Come on down, Dan.
Well, okay. Now, listen. You got to understand, when you have as many beautiful pens as I have, you hate to say good things about one because the others will be embarrassed. But I do love them all. My guru, Larry, he's always says that, and I understand why. I mean, you just got to love each one. But some of my favorites are the clothespin has been really nice. It's good for holding packages of peas together. They don't roll around in your freezer if you don't eat them all. The straight pin it's a gin how it looks like. You can't post it. It has a little built-in handle. Now this one here has a little bead on the top. It's really great. You can hold it. The flat type, you can count how many angels you can put on the top of it. Okay. But honestly, my favorite of all has changed my life forever. Okay. That is the pig pen. Because without the pig pen, I wouldn't have bacon. Tony wouldn't have footballs for his Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
I do, however, have a new one that I like. By the way, the Jinhao you can pick up from Federalist Pens. They have a lot of these. Okay, I just got this one. I didn't know how long the darn thing was going to be. I bet Dave would like this one. It's the Joy, Lamy Joy,
Lamy Joy,
Lamy Joy calligraphy. And the reason I got this is because I've been playing around with stub nibs. And this one here, I got the 1.5, and it's way too wide for handwriting. It would be great for probably what Dave does. Yeah, is that a 1.5, Dave?
You know what? This might be. It might be. I have this, and my other one is a little bit wider, so it looks similar to what you have there.
Yeah.
And that's on one. This is like my favorite for drawing for up here, but I like the other ones. But I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. But I see what you have is very much like this. Yeah,
They're a lot of fun. Okay, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's some runner-ups that, honorable mentions. I had the Bobby pin, the safety pin, and there's a lot of others. You can get them all from Federalist Pens.
That's right.
Hey, Dan, not to interject.
He said Federalist Pens, not pens. But yeah, the
Hey,
Lamy
Dan.
Joys come 1.1, 1.5, and 1.9. You guys are right.
1.9. I actually thought about the 1.9. I'm so glad I didn't get it.
The 1.1s, sell the most.
The 1.1, yeah. Mhm.
Are they cartridge converter, or what are they?
Oh,
guys?
yeah, cartridge converter.
They're just like the Lamy.
Yeah, but you can
Almost
put
like
in,
a Pilot Parallel, except similar to something like that, right?
Yeah, similar.
but you could put any nib in there. You could put a fine, medium,
with a tail.
hard, whatever. If you feel that it's still
The
too.
Lamy Joy is kind of like a Pilot Parallel, but not quite as big. I was going to say, Dan, you should try a 1.1. I think that you might find that quite satisfying, because I have a 1.1 and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Dan. So far, you've won the prize for the most creative.
Oh, the pig pen. It just is just.
That's it. That's
change
it.
your life. You
That's
guys ought to
otherwise
get
known as my bedroom, according to my parents. Bill.
Yes. I like different types of pens. I've got some Pilot Tsurushi custom that I like. Conid King size, which is pretty nice. Momenta Zero Grande, which is nice. I've just got lots of them. It's hard for me to pick three that I would say above any of the others. But I tend to go for pens that are a bit girthier. I prefer gold for a nib, but only because it tends to be a little bit springier. Other than that, it doesn't really matter the brand so much. It's just mainly the feel.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Bill. Jeff, bring us in what's going on up there in PA.
Greetings
New Jersey,
from
excuse
Hazlet,
me.
New Jersey again. And me and Mr. Kitty Cat want to share with you our top three. So this is my Grail pen. So this is the Sailor Pro Gear. Does that help at all? The nib is where this thing really shines. It's 21 karat. I'm not doing that too good, am I?
No, you doing it?
Nonetheless, this pen writes like a dream. I just got it in December, and this is my most expensive pen to date, and it's just worth every penny. So the Pro Gear is my number one, and then you'll find a trend with coloring. This Aurora Ypsilon, also in fine, is my number two, and this isn't by any means the top of the line on Aurora's products, but this thing writes almost as good as that Sailor Pro Gear 21K fine, and this is just a great pen for what I paid for it, which probably wasn't much more over $100, but it writes like a much more expensive pen. And then for my number three is the manufacturer as opposed to the pen itself, because as others have said, TWSBI, just rocks. And so like Bob said, on the VAX 700, this thing holds about a gallon of ink, so you better like the color. This one, I have 4 diamonds, and the 5th one should be coming in tomorrow or next week. I got the diamond in Prussian blue, and then I found out on our Facebook group that diamine makes a Prussian blue, so those two will be married for life. So anything Twisby. And then my I got to give honorable mention to my favorite ink, which is Fire and Ice from Robert Oster.
That's a beautiful ink, yes.
It is wonderful ink.
Yeah,
And
I love that ink.
we might mention that you can buy Robert Oster inks from Federalist Pens.
Absolutely.
See, Frank, you can send me the check later, Frank.
And so does Federalist also have my favorite paper?
Yes.
And don't hold your breath, Tony. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I've been doing, let's bring in superstar Troy LaPlante.
Troy. Bring it on, Troy. Put that big smile on you, Troy.
All right,
There
guys.
it is.
Hey, for Jeff, that's the Prussian blue.
Ah, love it.
And it's more of a blue black. So when I first got it, I thought it was going to be actually just plain blue, but it's more of a blue black. So it's a little deceiving on the color on the package. So just so you'll know, don't be surprised if it doesn't give you everything that you thought it was going to be. Actually, I'm slightly disappointed in it. But I mean, it's still not bad. I actually have some pens inked up with it right now. But it just wasn't what I thought it was when I went to go use it. So
okay. And how do I pronounce the name of that fine company?
I thought it was diamine.
Yeah, I did too. Diamine.
I've heard I've heard other people call it diamine. I don't know.
Right.
I'm diamine all the way, so it is what
I
it
would
is.
say diamine, but I'm not sure.
I mean, do whatever turns
But
you
it's
on.
a
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
my understanding is it's a British company. So
yes.
I would think that diamine, but then again, I don't live across the pond.
Great colors though.
Yeah. So all right. So 3. You know, I've actually thought about it because I saw Yost doing all these videos. And I'm thinking, gee, what would I pick for my 3? And I actually came up with 3, and they're modern. But like Richard, I'm really into vintage stuff, and I've got some of the same stuff that Richard had, and I've got drawers and drawers full of, especially those old Watermans. I've got like 3 of those number 12s. But I went with more modern for my top 3. So one is they're in no particular order, but one of them is one that I showed you guys probably the last meeting that's become my favorite is the Conway Stewart Churchill. And this one here has just been outstanding. The nib was unexpected. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. A great big old nib, and it just the performance of this thing exceeded my expectations. And it's in the Excalibur black with the red veins going through it, and all the trim is in sterling silver.
What size nib, Troy?
That's like almost a number 8. Not quite a number 8. It looks more like a 6, but so I mean I would say but it writes more like an 8 when you go to use it, but it looks like it's probably a number 6. But it's a lot of springy gold to it, so it had more give than I thought it would. The next one for me is I was debating as far as my favorites for modern. I didn't really want to pick Pelican, but I'm going to pick Pelican. And I got the 1000 at first. And as much as I love big pens, it didn't work as well for me as I thought it would. So I got an 800 and it was great. But then I got this 600 right here. And I was surprised going down in size that I actually liked the 600, maybe just a hair better than the 800. And also I am not a fine nib guy, but that's a fine nib on this 600. I picked this up used from a guy in, I think he is in Missouri, Mexico, Missouri, I think is where he is. Joe's Pens. I know you guys seen, he's a pastor of a church. He sells pens on the side. So I picked up that. And my wife has a 600 in the violet in white. And I really liked it. I liked how it fit in my hand. And so I picked this one up, and I wanted one in a different color rather than the green or the blue. And the 600 so far, I think, is my favorite out of my Pelicans. So, and it surprised me. I did not expect that. I did not think
red.
that.
That's red.
Yeah, that's a
red barrel. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I wanted something so I could actually look by the color and know which one I'm grabbing out of the drawer. But my 1000 doesn't fit in the drawer with the others, so it has to fit in a drawer that can do oversized, because the drawer won't close with that one big old 1000 in it. So at least I can tell by looking at my drawer now between the 800 in green and the 600. Possibly my favorite though, and sounds my wife's laundry's done. The laundry room is like the next room right behind my office. My next favorite, and it's probably my all-time favorite, is gotta be the Waterman Edson.
Yep.
Right there. I've got the one in Boucheron, which was the first one I got. That was actually my first Grail pen that I wanted. The Edson and Boucheron to me was just the epitome.
Just gorgeous.
And I was so waited for this and absolutely loved it. I'd written with them before, seen them at pen shows, and it was one of my Grail pens. And this one is a fine nib. Again, not much of a fine nib guy, but it still writes great. So I got that, but then I got the opportunity where I found a good deal on just the plain old Sapphire. And this has just a medium nib on it. Spectacular writer. Probably my favorite writer out of my entire collection is probably this right here. I would have picked another Waterman, vintage a Waterman 58, but that right there is probably my favorite of all time in my collection.
I think it's that barrel is stunning to look at when the light just goes where it's transparent. I don't know what it is. It's it's unlike any other resin that I've seen on other pens.
It is. The jewel tone they did with it works really well. And there are no pens. There are very few pens I want to collect every color in it. One is the Waterman Phileas. I've got just about all colors in the Phileas, but maybe I can get a little bit of color that way. But the Sapphire is great. They've got the emerald green. They got the ruby red. And then there's a black, an onyx black, in sterling. So I still got some more collecting to go on the Edson in order to get all the colors, but I've got two Edsons. Don't regret it at all. But that one with the medium nib, a lot less expensive than the Boucheron. And especially depending upon where you look though. Surprisingly, I can actually find a halfway decent deal on one once in a while, but boy, they're way overpriced now looking at the market.
Yeah,
I'm seeing with a Sapphire, the price I paid for the Boucheron now, when they're hitting over $1,000. That's just nuts. But anyway, those are my top three.
Hey, time out. Y'all might as well just get ready and get used to it, because that price increase is gonna hit you. It's gonna knock your socks off. Not real bad, I don't think, a little bit, but it's happening. And talk about gin house for a minute. I started back on gin house back in 2015, and they were really low end. Slowly but surely, I've seen that gin house brand started rising and rising. So it's going to start coming up. All right, take it away, Tony.
Justin, you're up, my friend.
Well, top 5 is always a tough decision, right? I like Pilot everything, mostly the custom line, but I just wanted to show you some wild card pens because I think a lot of people know what Pilots are. Lamy 2000 is really cool. But let me show you some interesting stuff to maybe enable you. I think it was Stan was talking about Moonman. This is the C1. I don't know if you guys follow the Peter Draws channel on YouTube. He's kind of a quirky guy, but he talks about pens now and again, and then he just draws crazy stuff. But yeah, he turned me on to this one. I like this one a lot. It's not an expensive pen. It's a Chinese pen. But I got this specifically to contain Bay State blue and the converter inside. So it's like a demonstrator with a converter inside to keep it protected. Because, you know, I really enjoy Bay State blue, but it's got to be in its own little like hazardous materials container.
I love it.
It's really
I love
cool. It's a beautiful, like, clear, crystal-y pen, and you can still see the ink inside the container. And then if you really want to go crazy, you could demonstrate the thing. Cheap, cool. On Amazon, they've got it with, like, the converter and, like, 2 nibs. And the movement nibs, I thought, were pretty decent for a Chinese pen. It's nice. It's a pretty pen. And it's got, it's like a perfect cylinder, and then it's got a flat, so you could set it on your desk so it doesn't roll around. So that's cool. Another Chinese pen is the Pen BBS 456. No one showed that one yet. And this is a cool pen. They come in a lot of different patterns, but, you know, as you can tell, I like clear pens with these sort of demonstrators. This is a vac filler, a lot like those TWSBIs. I really enjoy the TWSBIs, but for the same reason, I think it was Bob that was saying that. I got rid of them because I have Ink 80 HD. And because I've got so many inks, I got to swap it up. And dagnabbit TWSBI, your capacities are just too big for this guy. So even this one's pushing it. But I ended up selling my TWSBI, and it's about a Lamy 2000, which is like, all right, I've converted 3 large demonstrators. Oh, there he is. 3 large demonstrators down to 1. I think that was pretty good odds. And the Lamy 2000 is pretty neat. Let's see what's next. Here's the TWSBI Lilliput. This is the one with the sort of Buck Rogers Space Gun brass ridges on it. They make like a smooth cylinder one as well, but, you know, ridges are cool. So I like this pen. It's super teeny.
Isn't that a Kaweco?
Sorry,
if
yes.
it's a Lilliput, yeah.
Yeah, Kaweco Lilliput. I said that wrong. So it's a teeny little pocket pen. I love this thing because it's about the same size as the Fisher Bullet, which is a nasty ballpoint pen. But I liked it. That was one of the first pens I got into, and then I was like, fountain pens are better. So yeah, this is kind of the cool. I think it might even be a bit smaller than the Space Pen. And this one has a screw lid, and then it screws on the back too, so it's a little more secure. Oh yeah, what's that one? Is that the Space Pen?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Marilyn, you're on mute.
Yes, this is the Longbattelle 3009 Space Pen.
Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, size-wise, how does that Kaweco in the Lilliput compare to like a Sport?
Good question. I've got both. So I didn't show this one, even though I love this one. This is a Bordeaux Sport, so yeah, it's a teeny bit smaller. They both will hold that mini converter. This one will not, or sorry, cartridge. This one will not hold the Kaweco converter very well. Maybe it was like half full. This one only holds about 3/4 full, I think. Yeah. Oh, the squeezy. Larry's got the squeezy one.
Converter.
On that Lilliput, Justin, here's the converter for the Lilliput right here.
That's
now,
the squeezy one, right?
Now, yeah. Now, my opinion, Troy, for the Lilliput, I have both in the regular Kaweco Sports. The Lilliput is really thin, and it's okay to take notes with, but I've tried, you know, writing letters with it, and you can, but it's not going to be as comfortable because it's not a girthy pen. It's a real slim pen, where that Kaweco Sport has more girth to it, and you can just have a more comfortable writing than the Lilliput, in my opinion. But what I love about the Lilliput, when I saw it had a double broad nib, I was really curious about it. And when I got it, I mean, that double broad nib on that Kaweco knocked it out of the park for me.
Yeah, the Kaweco nibs are really nice. I want to say that they're Bach nibs, but they've always been smooth. I think one I had to polish a little bit, but they've always been really smooth. Good feeds. Even with the Kaweco ink, which tends to run a little dry, in my opinion. Not terribly dry, but not as dry as Mont Blanc, but it's like medium dry. Yeah, and I use that one a lot with this. This is a Start Bay leather journal. And this one holds those 90 by 140 notebooks, like field notes. But I don't use field notes because they're not fountain pen friendly. So I use like Clairefontaine notebooks. And then I think Rhodia makes them too. So that's nice. And then last but not least is my Goliath pen, the Gamma Supreme. So here's like a comparison of size.
Oh, wow.
This is a monster. This is an
David
Indian
and I-
pen, and it's completely ebonite, and it's got kind of that cool tiger striping. Fountain Pen Revolution used to have these, and then they ran out of stock. I was looking at their, I think it's the Falcon or the Erie, which is like more of a cigar. It doesn't have the flat ends, it's got the round ones. But the guy was saying this one's even bigger. So I think it might be one of the biggest fountain pens out there. I mean, maybe not the biggest, but it's a monster. It's huge. Like here's a Pilot Custom 912.
Wow.
Let's see like how much bigger it is. So it's a nice fun, like, you know, show people my giant pen.
Love it.
And I don't write with it extensively. I mean, I can write with it, but I use it maybe for addressing because I put that nice flexy FPR nib in it, and then I can get that kind of swirly, although I'm not as good at the Spencerian. And then people were showing off drawings, so if I could show off a couple. I don't know if you guys ever do Inktober. Here's a couple drawings I did for Inktober a couple years ago. I did this with my soft fine nib in the Pilot. One of the things that I think people struggle with Inktober is staying consistent. What I do to keep myself just focused is pick one tool. So I'll pick one pen and one ink and stick with it the whole month. And then I can just focus on the drawings. So this year I had picked the Pilot Custom 74 with the soft fine nib. And then I was using Iroshizuku's Tsukushi, that horsetail ink. And I like it because, like, with that ink, when you like use a water brush with it, it goes pink, which is pretty cool. So you got like dark brown with like shading pink. So it's neat. You can kind of water wash it and get some good shading color. So that's me.
That's very
cool.
nice, Justin,
That's
by the
cool.
way.
And
I'm sorry that Justin, that Inktober is really good. I've done that a few times. I have a whole book of Inktober. Yes, very nice.
very
Yeah,
nice.
I look forward to it every year because I really don't have much time to sketch outside that. And it's just like where it's like, all right, this month I wake up early in the morning, spend an hour on each sketch. They don't always go too detailed. It depends on what the prompt is, but I try to keep it straightforward so I can get it done. So
Fun stuff.
Awesome. Awesome, Justin. By the way, Justin, you know, the Chinese torture thing where they, you know, you can't get something undone, you stick your fingers in. Your letter, it took me an hour. So that was good. I'll give you credit, man. It took me an hour to get it open.
I'm trying different techniques for letter
that's
folding. I found I think a more Victorian style. That one was more like a pull tab. So
I didn't know
I
what-
wrote pull on it, but maybe
No, you didn't. So I
Oh,
pulled
crud.
everyone, but yeah, I was pulling my hair mostly. It was
okay. Well, the next one will be easier. Sorry.
No,
about that.
it's fine. It's
I was
fine.
experimenting.
It was fine. I loved it. Susan is so good. Susan wasn't here to introduce herself earlier, and she said she'd be running late. Susan, introduce yourself and then tell us about your pens. You're on. There you go.
I don't have really much to tell you guys. Some of what you guys are talking about, I just sit there and I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Like when you're like, what size nib is that? I'm like, all my pens are 1.1 stub nibs and I have no clue, like, beyond that, what you guys are talking about. I feel like I have too many pens, not too many, but I have a lot of pens, but I know that you guys would laugh if you saw my pen collection because it's like, I don't know, maybe like a dozen pens in a little box. Like I bought a pretty box to put them in, and some pens I like I didn't buy because I was like, oh, they're not pretty. But I have to say the TWSBI pen, I love it. Or TWSBI. I love them. I like that I can see what ink is inside them now. And half the times I write to people, if you or any of you are my pen pals, like Tony, I write and I say, I actually am not totally sure what ink this is, but I think it's this. And I'm also really lazy about sometimes not cleaning the pen, but I'm like, oh, there's blue ink in there. I'll put another blue ink in. So I am probably the worst fountain pen friend out there. Some of my favorite pens, I don't know, I like my Bennu tattoo that I got on Fountain Pen Day on sale. I made an impulse buy and bought a retro 51 pen because somebody wrote to me in one of my letters and said she thought they might be going out of business. So I'm like, I have to buy one like right away. And so now I have the Raven pen that just, I guess, came out not too long ago, and I like it. I don't have any, I have no recommendations that will help anyone. So I should be listening to what you guys recommend. If anyone has any like under $100 pens that they think are the best thing they ever bought and they didn't know they were going to love it, that would be
Wingsung 3008. That's where it's at.
What is that called?
Wingsung 3008. It's hand disassemblable. So all you have to do is undo the little thing, pull out the piston, run it underwater, and it's good.
Wingsung. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm looking at now. See, now you're giving me an excuse to buy another pen.
Yes.
You're welcome.
By the way, Susan, I don't think anyone here would say that where you should be embarrassed about your pen collection. Everybody's is different, and it's all about enjoying what you have. If you enjoy that pen and in your hand, that's really all that matters, whether it's an expensive or cheap pen. And by the way, if you're going to be negligent on any of your pens, like you say, well, TWSBI is the one that probably you can get away with because you can take them apart and clean them out, even if you've neglected it for a while. So you can disassemble it, like Marilyn said about the TWSBIs. They're very good about that. But, you know, there's a guy up in the corner, Frank from Federalist Pens. When you know, if you want to contact him, he'll give you a great list of pens under $100 that he can sell you that he'll recommend. I'm sure he'd be happy to do that.
Thank
you. Don't feel bad about where you put your pens. I mean, before December, I put all of my pens in this box, and every time I showed it to people, they were like, "You put all of your pens in a box?" Like,
yeah,
hey,
I learned. I didn't know that like fountain pens aren't supposed to be stored like, you know, face down, like in a pen holder. Like
we all learn.
I wound up having some pen accidents where I went to take the cap off and there's ink that went everywhere. So it's been a learning experience, the whole fountain pen thing, but I've been having a good time. I think I'm probably more excited about sparkly inks than, yeah. I'm like a 14-year-old child when it comes to like pens, probably. I want things that look pretty and have pretty colors and sparkles, rainbows and unicorns and all that kind of stuff.
I just tried this
I'm going to
Birmingham
mute
Blizzard
myself now because it's definitely someone else's turn to talk.
Blizzard Twinkle?
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Liz, you're muted. There you go, Liz. Now it's kind of hard for you to show us your pens when you're blacked out like that, or just tell us what your 3 favorite pens are.
I know, because I'm at work, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, on the West Coast here. So I have a really beautiful, this pen was gifted. It's an Aurora Optima Flex with a white gold nib. Beautiful pen. I have a Parker Sonnet that I've had for many, many years. And the Schaefer Snowflake pen that came out in the 80s, my grandparents gave me for a Christmas gift one year. And my honorable mention, the other lady, I think Susan, was asking for a inexpensive pen because this is new to me. Pen Pal recommended to try it. He said it was a fabulous pen. Is the Pilot Kakuno, which is a school pen for youngsters, but it writes amazing. I was really surprised. So those are mine.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Liz.
Is Maya on yet?
Maya, are you out of the shower yet? We just all want to know.
Yes, I'm out the shower, nice and sparkly and clean. So yeah.
Is this a picture of your desk, Maya, that we're looking at, or is
No, it's a teapot. I didn't buy it, but I saw it in a charity shop, and I thought, wow, just wow.
It's a wonderful piece.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean, I just took the picture of it because I haven't really got. Well, I mean, I could have bought it. It was well, less than the price of a cheap Parker pen. So I could have bought it, but I thought, no, I won't. So I just got the picture. And I mean, I would love a nice big desk like that, bureau desk, and sit and write my letters there. But yes, it's. I mean, I'm not just interested in pens, letters, stationery in general, paper, washi tape, stickers, anything, wax seals as well. But my so far my 3 favourite pens, the Smelly Ahab that I showed you my first Zoom with you, it's still got an aroma to it, but I absolutely love it. There's also that Parker pen I bought in a charity shop. That's a good one. And I also like my Lamy that I bought it for the sum total of 20 pence.
Wow.
And I put a 1.5 nib on that. And it hasn't got any ink in it at the moment because I cleaned it out a couple of months ago and I haven't refilled it. But yes, I mean, I actually write letters in that as well. So those are my 3 favourites at the moment. But as long as it writes, I like it.
Wonderful.
And I mean, the ink's mostly diamine. I love the cult pen inks at the moment. The sort of the blue and the red. Can't think of their names. Little Bob and Little Chris, and I bought the other one, which is Little Mo, but I don't think I've tried that one. Let's see, cult pens.
Okay, folks.
Hey, Maya, by the way, I'm sorry, Larry. I was going to say, Troy, mentioned he wasn't from England, and you were originally from London. How do you say it? Is it diamine or diamine or?
Well, I mean, I call it diamine, but I know others call it diamine.
What did I say? What did I say, Tony? Thank you.
I mean, is a scone or a scone
Prize.
or
You get a
bath,
prize.
a bath.
Tony's going to
And
see
you
you.
got
Well, hey, Larry, we never got to Frank for Federalist Pen or you.
Yeah, okay. I was fixing to go to him now. Thank you. That's what I was doing hand signals.
Come to you first, Larry.
Okay. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it over to Federalist Pens because he got a whole bunch of cool stuff to talk about. So, Federalist, the show is yours. Take it, brother.
Well, rule number 1, you never ask a dealer what his 3 favorite pens are.
Right.
I didn't ask you. Yeah, because they're all of them. Poor Mark, he's back there all by himself.
Especially when you're representing 25 pen brands, out of your 50 total possible brands. But I collect more vintage than I do modern personally. I have a lot of modern pens that I have in order to demo, especially when we have normal situation and we go to pen shows. I have pens people try and stuff like that. That's not happening this year, but we'll see next year and all. But for my own collection, my 3 favorite brands, well, specifically Eversharp would be the Skyline. This is the Dreyfus pen. That was the Art Deco creator that did the Broadway Limited train and telephone and Art Deco designs of the 30s and 40s. So this is the Dreyfus pen. This is the Eversharp Skyline. This is definitely one of my favorite vintage pens.
Awesome.
So I usually try to have one of them around.
Oh yeah, love them.
Yeah, love Esterbrook's because we're right here in Esterbrook country. We're right in Camden County. We're right outside of Camden in Cherry Hill in this area and all. So we're near the original factory. So I have different tiers here of Esterbrook. I have common Estes that are here in my own collection. I'll sell these from time to time, although I don't always have them on the site, but I sell them. People that know me from my forum days when I was Frank and Frankie X and all know that I usually had them and I had them to sell. But these are some of my common Esterbrook's. These are J's and transitional J's. There is the infamous Apple Esterbrook that Chris Hughes custom made for me back in 2010 that I donated to him a Esterbrook section, and he threaded it to take a modern pen that he created for me. So I have renewed points that I put into this pen. So I can treat this like any other Esterbrook. I can put modern I could put vintage nibs into it. I have other Esterbrook's here too, SMs, DMs, and all here. So these are my common quote Esterbrook's. I tend to sell regular J's, SJs, and LJs. I have in this guy. Those pen cases have been around even before I was a retailer, so I couldn't even tell you where I got them. I've had them for years, and this guy too. These are my uncommon Esterbrook's. These are my experimental stuff that I've gotten from auctions and stuff like that. These are all Visual Masters that are here from the 30s. These are Visual Masters that are basically Libra fill and or vac fill type pens from Esterbrook. Clear demos in them. I have some experimental pens here too as well that are actually one-ofs. I even have factory nibs from Camden, and some of these basically they're blank, they're not marked. They were basically testers for the people they were designed the pens to play with. So there's no marking on them at all, but they're definitely Esterbrook from there. And like I said, some of these are one-ofs. Some of them have all plastic design here, no bands at all. I have caps here, like these snake caps that were never produced. So some of these are from Frank Tedesco's Esterbrook collection. I got these at auction. I have deluxe models up here too, as some people know, that are from the early 30s as well, that are pretty unique, that are rare, that are hard to find. So hard to find them as well.
Frank, is there anyone from the original Esterbrook family, the people that were the original owners, that are still around today? I wonder what they think of the new incarnation of Esterbrook.
I'm not sure. I'd like to think so, but there's a lot of Esterbrook here, like you said, because where we are, we're right outside the city of Camden. You know, it's right across the bridge from Philly. And usually when you show somebody what you collect and you show them Esterbrook, they're like, yeah, my uncle worked there, my grandfather, my father, if they're older, you know, because the company existed through the 60s in Camden and in Sherry Hill for a while. The last decade it was in existence, it was actually in Sherry Hill on Springdale Road North, a couple miles up from my drop stop. Cherry Hills Corporate Center, it was up there too. But there's a lot of Esterbrook here. You can go to a lot of antique shops and I can find new old stock nibs. I can find good pens. I can find stuff like that to get from time to time. Because normally people are cleaning out their attic and there's an Esterbrook or two laying around. So that's another one. I have other pen brands. I took out my Waterman Red Hard Rubber 52. One of my older pens, the favorite. I have, this is about half of my vintage collection. I got Parker Vacs, 51s, 45s, a lot of things I like. I like demos. I like flighters. I like Signet pens, which are gold fill pens. I have Schaefer in this guy. Schaefer, Wherever, and of the like. Different Schaefer and Parker. That's pretty much, that's about half. I have about 180 pens in my own collection, and about 100 of them, 110 are vintage, pre-80, basically, whatever you want to consider vintage.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. There's always a fine line about that. People debate about that, you know. I love Targa. I love Schaefer Targa pens, but you could argue they're modern. You can argue they're vintage too. But I have a handful of Targas too, different types. There was an auction last week at Fred Krinky. I don't know if some of you were participating in that and checked that out. I won a few lots in that. I'm waiting for them to come in. So I won some unique things. Again, I won some Esterbrook's. I won some unique Parker and Eversharp stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting that stuff.
Did he have a lot of? He had a lot of in his collection, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a lot of everything. It was a family pen shop
Right.
that he was the next generation of, and it was around for like 100 years practically. And it was new at that time. So I think a lot of that stuff just sat in the shop for years. That was never sold and never used. So got a lot of nice stuff. I got some demos that you'll never find. I got some gold filled stuff I'll never find, you know, and yeah, so I'm happy about that. I tend to keep my vintage stuff. A lot of people don't even realize that I am into vintage or I even sell vintage. A lot of them forgot about Frankie X on FPN for years, you know, and then I decided to actually do retail and I actually left FPN for a while. I was actually annoyed about, you know, them becoming more and more of a marketing arm and then, you know, charging it for different tiers and all that. I actually abandoned them. I'm back to them now. I'm actually a platinum member. I am a paying member, but I really don't spend a lot of time on it. And from time to time, I'll post things. Like right now, I do have an Esterbrook light out there, common J, SJ, and LJ stuff, because that stuff I'll tend to sell to help fund my habit of buying better Esterbrooks, you know. Getting back to stuff that I sell, modern, like we've talked about, Magna Carta. I am the only U.S. dealer for Magna Carta, and we have moved into the Ebonite feeds, which Hiram has set up. So we have Tony. We have the gold. We have the golden brown on his gold nibs. I have it on here on his executive model. I have 7 models of his, and a couple of them are gold. So I have it on that one. I have the green on this particular Waves I showed you guys before. He does green, he does red, he does black, and he does brown ebonite. So I have them for them. A couple other.
In fact, those ebonite feeds, he just recently got those done. Yeah,
I just recently got them, recently sent them to me, and I recently fitted them. I got them in all the Bach units. I'm waiting for his Yovo variants for basically, or the Schmidt ones to be able to put them into both the Elements and the Sapphire pens that I also have. And here's the Cambridge pen, which is rose gold, all rose, even the nib. And I've got that brownish gold ebonite feed in that. And that looks really nice with that, pops with that.
Is ebonite just like a solid color and he dyes those green and red and blue, or do they actually the rubber green, red, whatever?
You have me. I'm gathering he might be dyeing them, but maybe somebody who's a pen maker here might know better than me, because I'm not sure about that.
Real
One
quick,
more I have.
let me I'll show you something real quick from Magna Carta. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because I'm going to do a review on it, but I just want to show you something that comes when you buy a certain pen from Magna Carta. It's going to come in 2 boxes. And I'm going to show you a little bit of one box and kind of let you drool over it. This is gorgeous. This is knockout gorgeous.
What is it?
Don't say it, Frank. Don't
Okay.
tell him.
I was just going to say, that's the same pen as this. It's the Emotions model. Don't tell them what it is yet? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not going to tell anybody what it is yet. But it's
perfume.
Magna Carta. You can look it up, but I'm not telling anybody till I do the review, or you can check out Frank's website.
Frank's visual.
Hint, hint.
Love it.
So Emotions pen, that does come with that thingamajig, which he does not want me to say what it is, so that's fine. So this guy has the red, this is the red Emotions pen, and it has the red ebonite feed on it. Again, really nice. Ready to go with them. So all my Bach units are now refitted with the ebonite feeds, ready to go. I have 7 of his models. 5 of which take Bach units, and a couple of this take other ones, yeah, Schmidt units, where we can get the Yovo unit, you know, to fit in that one. So we're working on that. And the other big thing I got today that I was open just an hour before we started. Mark was like, "You should have done it live." It's like, nah, it's fine. It's so okay. The Stones pens are here from Visconti.
Yes.
The new Homo sapiens. This is the red demo. This is the ruby. All transparent. Using the famous Homo sapiens interlock. No magnet.
How close is that? How close is that to the color of the Caput Mundi?
Flower filler. This is a red demo. It's actually a ruby red. Do you have that pen on you, Tony?
I don't have a Caput Mundi. No, I don't. Unfortunately, I just remember it seemed like it's real close in color. That transparent ruby red.
Yeah, this is the ruby.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's the ruby.
The blue is beautiful as well.
It is beautiful. Yep. I have one of each here. Here is the sapphire, the blue.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Oh, right.
They are $9.95 list on the site for $800. Totally transparent, so you can really see the reservoir and the power filler in action.
Is that a single or double power reserve filler?
Double power reserve, yep.
Double. Okay, great.
So that is the blue, and the last one is
green.
The emerald, yep, emerald green. Now, not only are you getting the pen in the first issue, when you buy the first lot of them, you're also getting a matching ink well from them. Ink, they're throwing in the ink with it as well.
Wow.
So I have a blue, a green, and a red ink for it as well from Visconti.
Awesome, awesome. Those are cool bottles, by the way.
Yeah. So it comes secured in this little plastic housing.
Mm-hmm.
You actually do sit it on this on your desk.
Turn it upside down, and
that's the bottle. Yeah.
I just set it right inside that cover. Turn the cover upside down, set it in there, so you doesn't spill.
That's it. Yep. Ta-da.
What are the threads for on the inside of the outer cap?
The threads on the inside of the outer cap.
Yeah. So if you look at the base of the inkwell for Visconti for their ink container, if you look at the base of it and turn it upside down, it's threaded.
I really don't know. Not on these.
Mm.
No, not on these. And then the stand's just there.
Bill, maybe he's got one of those, the old glass
You stand
ones.
plates.
I know that they shifted
Yeah, the
from
old
glass
ones.
to plastic for their.
Yeah.
It was an
They're all
upgrade.
plastic, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that sort of, I don't know, hourglass shape to them, because you can actually
Yeah.
set them when you get low on ink. You can set them on their side and scoop out like the last little bit. So it's a cool design.
It is a cool design. It's awesome, Frank.
That's the latest from them. And yeah, I got a couple other things coming in. I actually have stock of Waldman and Otto Hutt pens, which I actually have to add to my site because I just acquired some of them, and I'm going to work on that.
The
next
Waldman,
week.
are those are silver pens? They've got a lot of
Sterling, yep, German. Both Otto Hutt and Waldman are both German companies. They specialize in either sterling trim or all sterling silver pens. Exactly.
Always talking about the plastic bottom piece.
Yeah. On the inside of this, it's threaded.
Sure is.
I see that. Yes, it
I
is,
just
but I don't have an
I
explanation.
do what it's for.
No, I don't. I don't have an explanation.
Yeah, that's why. Frank, do you do Bennu pens? I can't recall.
I do.
They have a new model coming out. I saw the guy from Luxury Brands was showing them today on another live video. It had a faceted barrel. What's it called?
Yeah, the Euphorians.
You're right. Right.
Euphoria line. Yeah. In fact, Larry knows this. We worked on this. I actually helped arrange it here. I'm actually going to have Bryce Gillette on next week. Next Friday
Awesome.
night, we're going to have Bryce from Luxury Brands. That'll be Platinum pens, Binu pens, Waldman pens, Colorverse ink, Noodler's ink, Nebula Notes, Ink Miser, Inkwells. This distributor has a lot of great products. It's family run. It's great people, the Gillette family. So Bryce, who's the national sales manager, is going to be on with us, and we'll be sharing and talking about a lot of things.
Awesome. Awesome. Moving forward. Hey, Larry, you never got a chance to share your three favorites, and I haven't shared mine yet.
Okay.
You have your.
Yeah, my three favorites are my Gin Howe 159.
Yep. Hey, there's
Good
nothing
pen.
wrong with that. Hey, you can't. It can't be a favorite of yours if it don't have no ebonite feed.
I'll just tell you real quick that my three favorites are of course, the Magna Carta, the Knight. It's one of my favorites all time. It's always inked up 24/7. So, second would be the Visconti Homo sapien, the Dream. What do you call it?
Crystal Dream. Crystal Dream.
Yeah. And then my third one, that's a tough one. Probably has to go to my, that's a hard question. Give me a second here.
You're going to say the Beatles, and you know it.
Well, I'm going to go to Mont Blanc Beatles, yes.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, that was.
Boy knows.
I had to do it because I love Beatles and I love Mont Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win. So.
Yep.
Thank you, Troy.
That's awesome. Well, I'll show my three real quick. This is my Kaweco Sport that doesn't write, but it was the first pen that I ruined, and my very first pen that I used curse words about buying because it was a little tiny plastic pen I spent $24 on, and I can't believe I spent $24 on a pen. How could that be possible? Secondly, my first Grail pen. This really kind of took me down the path that I'm on now, and I'm in rehab, but I got this pen right here. This is, and I know I'm the first one here to start presenting Visconti. I'm maybe the only one in the pen community has never had a problem with the Visconti pen.
No, I never have
maybe
either.
the only one, but this Divina I got from a company over in Italy that scammed a lot of people. Marta Modena, you might be familiar with that name. They scammed a lot of people, but they sold some pens cheap back in the day. So I got this pen, and it took me down a very bad path. And just so you know, the beauty of this hobby is that we get pens that you'd say, my gosh, why in the world would you buy that? And do you really write with that? So I got to show off my Jacques de Molay. And it's I got it at a steal. I mean, a steal. I would have never been able to afford this pen at what they normally sold for. But it's absolutely incredibly comfortable to write with. It looks like it's gaudy and huge and big. And I can use it to hit someone over the head with.
On my wish list.
And last but not least, if they say, hey, you got to sell all your pens now, you got to keep one, it would have to be this one right here. I got this one. It's the LB5 classic pens. I got it. It's an artist proof. It's not one of the numbered ones, but it is a beautiful pen. It's basically made off the Sailor King of Pens model. It's got the bonded diffused acrylic, and it's just this is the purple, the amethyst. It doesn't show off as much as under the light. It shows better. You can see, but it's got the Sailor nib on it. Writes beautiful. I've got 12 other ones I was going to show, but ultimately those three are kind of about ones that I really get excited to write with. And that's it for me as far as my pens.
Okay, now Mr. Announcer is going to tell you his three favorite pens. And after we do this, then Mr. Overman will announce the winner for today. And then I'll mention something else. But here we go, Mr. Announcer.
Okay, this one is a generic one. It's made by Celtic Lands, and it's called the Celtic Plaid. You can see the etching there on the barrel.
He's into Celtic.
Celtic.
He's from Boston.
And here is another Celtic design. Now, this one is actually a ballpoint pen, but I like the, again, the Celtic knotting on it.
Celtic, here we go again. And we got some more, all Celtic.
No, this is not Celtic. This one's called the Laroche Labyrinth.
Ah, the Laroche.
I like the etching that it has on the surface there, forming the maze-like structure. Those are my three favorite.
Okay, now I'm going to end it with a couple of things before you announce anything, Frank Overman. On the next Pen Hangout that Tony I do, is going to be another giveaway from Frank's store. It's going to be the Magna Carta Wave that I'm going to be buying, and then it's going to be a giveaway on here. So whenever we do that Zoom, it's time to get on the good foot. So, okay, that's going to end that. So let's talk to Frank Overman. Who's a lucky winner? Are we ready? La, 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 la. Okay.
Well, I asked Google Chrome to spit out a random number for the participants, and the random number fell next to Liz Colton.
Wow.
Oh, yay, Liz.
Oh, Liz is doing a happy dance.
At work?
Quietly.
What kind of work do you do, Liz? So
In a hospital.
So there you are, because you know when Mr. Announcer and I do it, people get chapped and they say it's all rigged. So that's why I didn't want to do it. Oh, you're rigged and you just picking certain people. I don't pick nobody.
So that's a $50 gift certificate for Frank from Federalist Pens.
Yep. And then the next
Frank, thank you, Frank O, and thank you, Frank from Federalist Pens.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Awesome. What a great turnout, Larry. I mean, this is a wonderful turnout. And, you know, we have Troy here today, which is a great joy. By the way, Troy, I want to tell you did a video a while back. I just watched that you talked about your collection and what you did. It was a great, it's an interesting video, and I really enjoyed it. You talked about yourself. I really enjoyed that.
All right. Troy, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. When I get questions from people, it makes it a whole lot easier. I had some great questions from a lot of viewers. Hey, can I just throw this out too? If you guys remember, I brought up these pens the last time that I was going to be giving those away. I told Tony this on the slide, but I actually bought the entire stock of the folks who had these pens out in the Netherlands, the Waterman. You know, they're student pens. Jif is kind of a class of pen rather than a specific model. So when I bought, I think she had 35 of them on hand. So I bought every one that they've got. And hopefully they're on the way from the Netherlands. TroyLaPlante.com. Anybody who wants one, just go to TroyLaPlante.com, drop me an email. I'll see what I can do about dropping you one in the mail. I bought them for the specific purpose of giving them away. So on my giveaway that I had on my YouTube channel, one winner was in Israel. I was a doctor in Israel, and the other winner was up in Western Canada. I am shocked at the price of postage to just Canada and Israel. So really, that's more than twice what I paid for the pen. But nonetheless, I'm making the offer. If anybody wants one, I got 35 of them coming. Just TroyLaPlante.com. There's an email form. Just hit me up and I'll drop one to you. Like I said, I bought them just to give them away.
You know, back about, I think was it 2016, I was giving away the Jinhao 159, the purple one, and two ladies won it during Christmas. Where was that? India?
Yes.
In India.
I remember that story.
Yeah, one lady got hers and the other lady didn't get it. And, you know, I forgot what it cost to mail it, but my God, it was just outrageous just to ship a Jinhao pen. So she kept checking and I kept checking here and nothing. So she just said, Larry, that's okay. You know, we can't find it, lost. So I went ahead and got her another purple Jinhao and mailed it to her, and she got it. So, boy, that was a big postage. But she was a happy camper. I was a happy camper, and that'll do it. So, folks, I'm going to have a surprise guest on the Zoom soon. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll find out later. I'm not even going to tell you, Tony. How you like that?
That's okay.
Hey,
there's a surprise guest. Hey,
why do you freak out, Tony? You freak
Does your surprise guest gonna like Ebonite feeds or not?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And that person doesn't smile a lot. But anyway, so, okay. But he is human. Yeah, yeah. All right, folks, hey, that's it. We're done. And Liz, congratulations, you're the winner. And Frank, regular things, you know the game. Gotcha. All right, folks, that's it. Well, we're going to close it up.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Great seeing you
Weekend.
all.
Yeah.
Take care.
We're trying to find a cut off here. And went somewhere. And right there. All right, folks, see you later.